Okay, so this is the camera part. Now the reason that we've chosen a microscope that doesn't have a built-in camera is because first of all they tend to be very expensive, and second of all the camera itself can break and then you're left with no camera and no microscope. And the third reason is because they tend to become obsolete very quickly once software upgrades happen. They tend to have a shelf life of about 3 years, so it's much better for us to give you the camera separately. So this camera will work with either microscope. Comes in a little box like this, and it is easy to use. It's the easiest one we've found to use so far, because they are notoriously difficult to use. It comes with a little CD, so you can install it on your computer, and then the camera itself is simply a little eyepiece camera. And there we go. So the camera itself, the lens of the camera is covered. So we take that off and we pull out one of the eyepieces and pop this camera in instead. Okay? And then I usually just put the cap over the eyepiece to keep it clean in the interim. Okay, and then it comes with a little flex that will go from the camera to your computer or your whiteboard via USB. So it just goes in like that. Okay, there we go. When you have it installed, and it really is just a matter of following the instructions. When you put it is installed very easily. Then you just go into your programs, and it will come up under Scope Photo. So I don't know if you can see that there. Can you see that? Okay, so Scope Photo here. So I'll just press it and open up the program. And it just opens like that, just blank like that. So I think it's Acquire. Live Capture. So under Acquire, and then Live Capture, and then USB video device. And click on that, and we will get the image. That's really as easy as it is. Okay, I haven't even turned the light on there, so I'll turn the light on. This is a very bright room, so it is a bit glary, so sometimes it'll project better with the light on and sometimes off. Okay, and then you can just, I think actually, yeah, we're having a bit of glare from the windows here behind me, so you can just focus and you can move it around, and that's really as straightforward as it is. Okay, if you want to capture a picture, then you just go to Capture, Capture a Frame, or Capture Still Image. Okay, so that's a still image captured there, untitled, so you can save that to wherever you like. Okay, so it's really that simple. I won't save that. The other thing that you might like to do under Capture is capture a time lapse. Okay, so if you press that one, it'll open a window that will give you an opportunity to how often do you want to take an image, and how many images do you want to take. So for example, with the activity 5 where you're dissolving and reforming crystals, you may want to run it overnight, and you therefore may want to have, you know, one every hour, for example. Okay, and so you would just okay that, and it would capture that then for you. Okay, that's just a guide to begin with. Now the other thing that I did want to talk you through was sometimes when you are projecting something on the whiteboard, it can look quite different to what it looks like on your laptop. So there is another button on here, and I have to remember where it is, but it might be Video Source Property. It might be that. Yeah. So this one, if I just pull it out of the way, I can take the contrast up if I want to. See the difference it's making there? Or the brightness down. Okay, and so if I just put the light back on and take the brightness down a bit, maybe about there, and take the contrast up a bit, then I'm getting a much better picture. Now, I'm not advising that you do all of these things unless you feel comfortable with it, okay? But certainly you'll make a huge difference to what you project on the screen if you use brightness and contrast. And if you get yourself in a pickle, then you just press default and it will put it back to the original settings. So you can't really go too far wrong with that. So if I just OK that, then that's a much better image than you started out with. Now those are the simple things. There's a very good online guide with this, and so about, if you press that, then it will give you access to the online guide. It is very, very detailed and very good, and it also comes up when you install the camera in the first place. It will come up, but those things really will allow you to interact in the classroom. One of the very important things, I think, very important reasons for including a camera is that a lot of children struggle to get their images into focus to begin with. So they focus on the stage clips, they focus on their eyelashes, they focus on all sorts of things instead of the sample that they're trying to look at. And so they can be very quick about whipping a sample in and saying, yeah, I saw it, and moving on to the next one when they haven't actually seen anything at all. So for the very first time when you're doing the work with them, it's really helpful if you can say, you're looking for something like this. And then the children can put their hands up if they're struggling to find something like that, rather than you having to go around the entire classroom and try and figure out who can see stuff and who can't. Also at the end of a session, it's good to get the kids on the mat or on the rug or sitting down and describing the things that they see. And if somebody's seen something fabulous, it means you can project it to the rest of the class as well. And obviously you can do time-lapse experiments and things like that with it as well. So I hope that's given you a very simple and straightforward guide to the camera and the boxes in general. So